we get this so often, this question, or at least I do. When we use some first, when anyone looks at what GPMS does, it's the heaven on earth scenario for the individual. And, very quickly on the comparison page, everyone is going to choose it. But, having said this, idealistically, when you use the power of the numbers, I believe the power of three with this, what Brother Denovan has showed, within a month, you could have the majority voice upon the planet. We could have the majority voice, I believe, in as little as 12 days. And this is what Dean, is also saying. Everyone has to get out there and, give this to the people. Now, there is this little period of the ones that is giving it to be educated to know what it is. But having said this, it is simplified, to the most simplest degree that ones are going to choose it. And also with this, what we have is this great awakening upon the planet. It's not happening by chance. It is orchestrated by two deep factions, one the dark and one the light. And it is also because of this that the light is omnipotent, which is us. And what we are doing, if you will, is rescuing, you could say, all of humanity out of the last level of hell, out of those confines. And the darkness cannot go forward with it. So it depends upon each one, how quick do they want it to go? If you want it to happen, get out there and spread the awareness. And one of the hindrances which we are already overcoming is about 47% of the world's population does not have access to a regular internet, if they have it at all. But what's occurring, and we've already in Thailand as a great example, they have taken their phones, the ones that had internet, and have gone into the fields where the farmers didn't have any of it to get their consent. So what you're going to see occur as well quickly, ones that do have internet, they'll feel a certain obligation at their soul level to go into these areas where internet and into the impoverished areas, where there is little internet, so that we get these voices of all of these women, men, and importantly, children. So at this point, everyone needs to know every child's voice. If this child is 1 minute old and you're the parent of that child, it is truly your responsibility and your obligation to assure for their future that they are aligned with their best possible future. And having said this, right at this time upon the planet, GPMS is the best possible future for all. And again, everything is orchestrated. So we're taking like what Lee had mentioned about Germany here. We're in Germany. If ones don't change over to new heating, they'll be charged the fines up to as high as 50,000 euros. Look at how preposterous and absurd that is. But you're seeing this prevalent in the countries around the world. Like look in the US with rents tripling or even going beyond that, inflicting even more of an extreme hardship and pressure upon people. However, this is divinely allowed to occur because the people need to stand. So it is partly divinely orchestrated that they do, and this is the inevitability with GPMS. But I'll stop there, Mariana.
2 seconds.
Can I just have a little... Sorry, go on, Leah.
No, go on.
I was just also going to add another little layer to this in the sense of the energy as well, guys. any of you that have actually been out there and tried to talk to people, and it's been quite a struggle when it comes to the energy of it, it's very different right now. Very, very, very different energy. I have never seen the energy as clear, and the information is clearly taken. Whether they sign in that moment, it makes no difference, but you're just not going to get the friction of rah or anger or pointing the finger at you right now. I lived 2 hours before this call. I sat in this hotel where I'm currently at in Thailand, talked to 6 individuals, 2 from Sweden, 2 from America, and 1 from England, and 3 of them consented their voice while I was sat at the table in front of me. It's that simple, guys. Don't be afraid anymore to talk.
Perfect, brother. And what I was going to say was about these fines and this imposition of fines and taxation, but let's just talk about fines. This is a moral evil. This is a corporate enslavement of the people underneath a fine mechanism. They're cutting the people off and threatening them with more and more and more oppression on the basis of fines, which is a corporate entity deal, trying to bankrupt the corporation. This is where terror and threats are coming in all across the world in different ways. Again, I was listening to a broadcast station today from London, just a snippet of it, saying that they've got pastors, teachers, etc., nurses that cannot protest anymore, because if they do, they risk being arrested, and that will mean they lose their jobs. So they can't even say anything. They're going to their employer. One teacher went to his employer and said, "Look, peaceful protest. If I go on it and get arrested, what will happen? Well, you will bring the name of the school into disrepute. You will lose your job." So this is the way it's going in different areas and different factions of the world. They're impacting it as best they can. The corporations are impacting the people who have to stand up. It's just when. So to answer your question again, Julie, the when, that's down to the people. The how, exactly like this. Hope, does that answer you? Does that answer you, Julie, dear sister?
It does. Yeah, it does. I also added the fact that we are planting seeds. So we have planted seeds all over the world about GPMS, and we're just waiting for those roots to settle and those seeds to bloom, and that will have a lot of the majority flowing into GPMS once all of those seeds kind of get their growth. So I definitely believe that we are on the right track. Thank you for all of your input.
Perfect.